The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
We want thickness.
Hey, what's y'all's favorite podcast?
Thickness Protection Program!
Come and get down with the thickness.
What's up, protectors? You are now tuned in to the Thickness Protection Program. This is the podcast celebrating body positivity for the adult content creator community. And if you don't already know, I am the Thickness Pro. I am honored. It's been a little while, took a little hiatus, but I am honored to be back in the flesh with an OG BBW, one of the greatest in the business. Lyla Everwettt is in the house.
Thank you.
How are you?
That was a little too sweet, though.
A little too sweet. You want me
I don't know that I'm that good.
Subtract some of that sugar.
I don't know that I'm that good.
I like my intros like I like my coffee black.
Well.
Mic over. All right. Move the mic over. Okay. So did you have a good time Saturday at the pool party?
I had a great time.
Yeah, great time. It was
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah, it was. I wish it was longer.
Yeah. Ended abruptly, but she wasn't playing about that 5 o'clock cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a great time. You guys can check out the vlog now. It's on my YouTube channel. Everybody go watch that one. 18 and I just put the 18 and over thing already. I know that YouTube was going to get me for that. But yeah, so how many years now has it that you've been in the business?
Think about 13.
13. Okay, that's a lucky number.
Let's hope.
And you got started on Adult Friend Finder?
Yeah.
I always thought Adult Friend Finder was like, don't take offense at this, but I always thought Adult Friend Finder was like a joke because it's like, that's one of those, when you're on a porn site, it's like off to the side. And if you click it, it's going to give you pop-ups.
Oh my God. I can't even, I got into a lot of trouble on there. A lot of trouble. Really? Good trouble.
What kind of trouble does one get in on Adult Friend Finder?
A lot of partners in a very short space of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, nowadays I feel like you can do that on Tinder and Hinge. A lot of partners.
Yep. Unfortunately, that at the time that was where you could do it though. So
yeah.
And it was a good thing, but it would kind of open the doors.
Okay, it opened the doors. So to that led you into like more sex work, and then more. When did you like officially start shooting?
Probably 12 years ago.
12 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's get into more of the backstory and more who you were before you were Lyla Everwettt. So you grew up in Maine.
Yes.
What's Maine like?
Boring. A lot of trees, a lot of cows.
Snow?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of white folks.
All right.
A lot of closed-minded folks. It's not a place that's big on big girls. It's not a place that's big on interracial. So kind of not where I fit in very well, but.
Really? And you still live back there currently?
I do.
Wow,
I do.
Okay.
I just moved into my own house and have like
congrats.
10 acres of property. So, I mean, it's going to be my little hippie commune.
Yeah, you said that very modestly. 10 acres of property.
Well,
Come to the Everwettt Ranch.
Hey,
I'm putting in a Ferris wheel over them.
Well, you know, I'm not against it.
Right. Okay, so not much to do in Maine. How'd you do it? How was your family? Like, how were your mom and dad? Did you have them?
I do. They're great. They know what I do. They don't love it, but they're not against it. They're supportive. So, I mean, that's good. That's good. I mean, I have a good family base in general up there. So.
Okay, cool. Glad to hear that. Okay, how was school for you? How far did you go in school?
I did some college, but I absolutely hated high school. Again, like I said, Maine's not big on big girls, so it was a lot of being made fun of, you know, and not very many people being interested in you. And I was kind of the ugly duckling out of my friends.
Really?
You know, because they were all like smaller and cute. And I mean, I haven't changed much in my appearance since high school, which is odd to say, but it just wasn't attractive to anybody that I went to school with.
Okay. So when was it that you found your sexual awakening, and when was it that you discovered, like, you know what, I got it going on? And I know who probably embraced, you know, you being you, but, you know, tell me when was that aha moment?
Was Adult Friend Finder, honestly. Okay. That getting on there, I started posting like little videos here and there, and I would just continuously get comments about like how I needed to do more with my videos, how I needed to try and sell them. And then from there, it kind of went to FetLife. And I connected with more people with similar kinks and posted more stuff. And then somebody for a webmaster found me, and I dealt with that for a year or two, and then on to another. And yeah, it just kind of fell into place really smoothly, I guess. There was no transition from swinging to shooting.
Makes sense. Weird. Well, this is one of my favorite questions to ask all of my guests, because, you know, all of my guests, you know, what is it about the brothers that you enjoy working with so much? And like, why do you just shoot with black dudes?
That's because that's what I'm only attracted to. I mean, it's
nothing wrong with it.
I love the contrast, the skin. I love, see, that's beautiful.
I don't know why I pulled away so fast.
It's beautiful.
Ebony and ivory. Can't sing it all, shit. Go on.
I've never really had negative experiences with black guys in my past. I mean, outside of maybe one or two dating. I've just never received anything but support from them. And, I mean, there's just something animalistic when there's sex. Like, it's great.
You know, I'm glad you used that word animalistic, because when...
It's like they can't wait to rip into you.
Yeah.
And I love it.
One of the very important characters in the storyline of Thickness Protection Program is Aston Martin. And she used that word to describe the type of sex that she likes. And I love your scene with her in Puerto Rock. I think that's a classic. But my thing is, like, what she spoke highly of about you is said, you know, there's some people who are like, you know, famous in this, but they really don't act like they're like a big deal. She described you like that. So like, what I think it's like your humbleness and shyness at the same time.
I don't see myself as what you guys do. Like I'm from Maine. You don't get famous in Maine unless you're Stephen King. You know, people don't know you unless you're Stephen
I didn't know
King.
Stephen King was from Maine. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, it's a weird concept for me to wrap my head around, that people actually know who I am.
Now, forgive me if I'm wrong about this next one, but have you called yourself a queen of spades before?
That label got put on me.
Got put on you. Can you explain the story with that?
Other productions, other companies that I had dealt with at the time, that was what they wanted to use for a branding type deal, and that's a tricky one.
Yeah. Okay. How did you feel about that?
Again, tricky. I mean,
it's tricky to rock our world.
I get part of their intent, but I get where there can be misconstrued messages. So
Well, when I was having a conversation with Nikki Cakes, she said that, you know, she has the Queen of Spades tattoo on her big old booty. And have you ever worked with Nikki?
I haven't. I did shoot a scene for her though last year at Exotica with her and Mr. Sensei, which was really
nice.
hot.
Nice. Shout out Mr. Sensei.
Yes, he's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, before I lose my train of thought, yeah, Nikki Spades has the Queen of Spades tattoo, and we were talking about it. She's like, I know it might seem kind of racist, but like there really is a society of white women who only have sex with black men, and they will meet and have like parties to just do that, like sex parties to do that. Is that something you're familiar with or experienced with?
You're asking me tough questions to not get in trouble with.
Well, now you notice what I do. That's Thickness Protection Program.
I do like those. I'm very big behind interracial events. I have participated in them. Going forward, I need to find a different avenue because I tend to find myself in the middle of everybody, and I don't necessarily intend to, and it doesn't always get perceived well.
In the middle of everybody, like physically?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So when you're at one of these or at a like sex party, how many people usually be there?
The last one I was at, I think there was 25 to 30 people.
Shit, 25 to 35? That's lit. That's almost like the pool party on Saturday.
Yeah.
And me coming from the vanilla world, but being like, you know, adopted into this community, it's like, I was kind of like, waiting for something to crack off on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of a hard one. Nobody could really get away with that because of dude coming around. Did you see the host?
Dude coming around?
The host for the event, or not the host.
Oh, the owner of the house?
Yeah.
I straight up didn't notice.
He
My
kept,
bad.
like,
Y'all saw me on the
creeping.
vlog. I was smoking some pretty good weed. So
Yes,
like,
you were.
Yeah, Lyla
But
hit
yeah,
it.
no, he was creeping.
He was
Yeah,
creeping like TLC. Okay. What did he look like?
He wasn't like an Asian dude.
I swear I did not notice that at all.
Skinny, yeah.
I did not notice a skinny Asian. You could have told me Santa Claus walked in and I wouldn't even notice.
You're like, I just saw boobies and booty.
Oh, yeah. He was like, "Hey, no funny business." Sorry, I made him sound like Mr. Miyagi. All stereotypical. All right. In the industry, when it comes to male talent, do you have a favorite BBC?
I've had many favorites over the time just because they come and go, unfortunately.
Keyword, y'all, come and go.
But yeah, I mean, I do.
Okay.
I don't have anything that I've shot with him that I could show you right now.
YouTube, sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we haven't shot anything yet, so it's the prep.
Yeah. So you got favorites, but you don't want to play favorites.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
I hear you.
I'm trying not to. I get in
Okay.
trouble for that.
One thing I wanted to ask about, which I find a combination of peculiar but a little sexy, like intriguing, your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get comments about your teeth and how they're like not straight, but
Mm-hmm.
there's something about them? What do people say about your teeth? Don't try to
change
hide
them.
it now.
Don't change them.
Don't change them.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Do you get requests from fans when it comes to things in the oral department about your teeth?
No.
And, like, do they go crazy for your teeth?
Nope.
No. Huh.
Nope. I don't get very many fetishy requests at all.
Really?
Like my fan base knows what I do and they know what I like and they tend to enjoy what I enjoy. So
Okay. No, I could definitely dig that. One of the things that in conversation when I introduced myself on Saturdays that Jeff's Models and Plumper Pass came about. And I understand you had a negative experience with them. I understand, these being popular sites for BBWs, everyone's going to have different experiences, but I just
Right.
want to know yours, Lyla.
I'm not a pick-me girl. I'm not going to beg you to shoot me. I'm not going to beg you to shoot me how I want you to shoot me. For Jeff's Models at the time that I had been working with them, they were only shooting white guys.
Really?
And I did shoot for them a couple times. And honestly, the backlash that I would get from my fan base wasn't worth it because they could tell like that it was disingenuous. I mean, it wasn't worth
Oh, you weren't in your zone. You got to be with Tyrone. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Plumper Pass, it just, yeah, I'm not a pick-me girl. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not, if I'm worth it, you're going to want to shoot me. I shouldn't have to chase.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
So
it's not negative. I mean, we've had good scenes. I've had great experiences working with them other than one male talent and him getting his butthole hurt about me liking black guys.
I thought, you guys being in the industry, I thought literally you meant his butthole hurt.
No. I would have liked to kicked him there, but yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
No, you're good. You're
All right.
good.
So one thing is you're a Pisces. Your birthday's in March or late
Yes,
February. Okay.
March.
So why do I find that like Pisces are always like mixed or biracial?
I don't know.
Because you were on an interview with somebody. I think it was at either AVN or one of the maybe Exotica in Colorado, which I didn't even know they
wow.
did.
Yes,
Yeah, it was old.
they did
It was an oldie but a goodie.
One.
Yeah, and then you said you were Native American, Russian, French, German, Spanish,
I
and
have
a
a little bit
teeny
of
bit
everything.
black. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a mutt.
Yeah. Mutt slut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to say that one.
that works for me.
Plead no contest to it. Okay. Wonder what Thanksgiving's like at your house.
Pretty boring. I don't even stay at my house. I go to like my baby daddy's families.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
they're like all crazy. Like I have nieces and nephews that are proud as shit that they're onto porn star. And
Really?
Oh my God, my girls are crazy. I did one of their senior pictures and she just went on and on with other people at school. Like, my aunt's a porn star and she took my senior pictures. And I'm like, what are you doing, girl? We live in Maine. Like, it's not gonna hard to connecting dots. Like,
Cat's
but-
out the bag.
I mean, it has been for a while.
Okay, so living in like a small community, I'm assuming, do you run into people who have seen you on the internet?
I don't as often as you'd think.
Okay.
Just because, like I said, Maine has their kind of preference, and you would have to admit that you watched me.
see.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd
Yeah.
have to go out of your way to say, oh, yeah, I saw you here. Well, how'd you see me?
When you travel, what city is the most fruitful for you?
New York
Okay.
So
York.
far.
Why New York?
seems to be the most people in the smallest area that I can work
Gotcha.
with.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, Atlanta, Detroit.
I haven't been to Atlanta in so long.
Yeah, neither have I. Like,
I went once. I would love to go down there. I'm nervous.
go down there nervous.
I need somebody to travel with me, I think, at that point for somewhere down there.
Well, I'm overdue for a trip because I haven't been since 99 or 2000 when my cousin Christina graduated from Spelman.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't been in a long time, not counting the airport. Right. While we're on the subject of family, you told me on Saturday you have an autistic son?
Yes.
Wow. So how old is he now?
He just turned 16.
Okay. So how's it raising an autistic kid?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'm blessed as far as him. I hate anytime people will apologize to me when they hear that he's autistic because honestly, I think I got lucky and a lot of kids that are regular, those parents kind of got screwed.
Yeah.
Because kids are assholes nowadays.
I hear that parents of autistic children and siblings to autistic children have a lot more compassion. Do you find that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be.
Yeah.
Does it take weight off your shoulders, the fact that, like, the typical things kids want to get into, like, just being bad teenagers.
Drugs,
like,
having sex, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Does that feel like at ease because that's something you're probably not going to face with him?
That's a double-edged sword. I mean, I do feel at ease, but in the same sense, I mean, those are a whole lot of experiences as a kid that we're supposed to have. And will he get those? Maybe, but those will probably be 10, 15 years more down the road for him. So it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, because I've always wondered, like, at the age you go off to... I have a godfather who teaches autistic kids. Mm-hmm. He said, like, the goal is actually not to get them to college, but to get them in the workforce in some capacity.
Yeah.
So I was kind of always wondering, like, after high school, what does an autistic person end up doing or going to?
See, I don't know what it's like everywhere. I know the high school that my son's at, they've given me the option that he can graduate at 18 or he can stay until he's 22. And then they'll start to work him into adult programs in the area. And they already are doing like they call it work boot camp. Where he has to go into like a store and kind of learn what it would be like to be on the other side of the counter. So they're giving him a little taste of it. I mean, but where he'll go from there, I don't know. I mean,
how many kids do you have?
Just the one.
Oh, really? Just one. Okay.
Yep, my one and only.
Beautiful. I'm an only child too. So,
So am I.
Oh, no kidding. Hey, best thing about it, all the attention's on you. And the worst thing about it, all the attention's on you.
At the end of the day, everything you got to deal with.
I don't have kids, but I feel like when I do, I want more than one.
I wanted 4 originally.
Why 4?
Cause that was what my baby daddy had for siblings. And
okay.
It was like watching them their bond was really nifty to me. Like they had a very...
Yeah, you are from Maine. You just said nifty.
I did. They're just, their relationship was cool. How there were 2 of them that were closer and then the other set were like a year apart. So
yeah, that's dope. My best friend's family, Marco, they're like that, like 4.
Yep.
2 boys and then a boy and a girl who are twins.
Yep.
That works out. All right. Let's get into some segments. before we get to the Instagram questions. So, let's do skin deep. Now, on Saturday, I asked you a little bit about your tattoo on your chest.
Yes.
And I kind of just noticed in person that it's like in a horn shape. But I want horn for horny.
I didn't even notice that, actually.
Yeah, I wanted you to explain to the people like the shape of it. Does it or does it not matter? And then the stars and what the words say.
The shape of it honestly wasn't so much of a factor. It was kind of more fitting my shoulders. One side, which I actually have to like look, is a tribute to my younger brother that passed away. So one of my stars, I think I have rest in peace, but then like the rest of the stars are just general colors. And then on this side is my son's name. And my star up here is supposed to have puzzle pieces, but I mean, it's kind of small, so it's kind of faded away.
I see. Yeah, puzzle pieces are part of the autistic community, right?
Yep.
I see. Interesting. Okay. For erector's chair, I don't know if you've done this already, but have you ever like directed your own scene?
I wouldn't say so I don't do a whole lot of directing. I'm very much the person that likes to shoot, very gonzo. Like I know what I want.
Yeah.
I want to get to it. I know that's what people that watch me know me for. So I mean, yeah, I couldn't say really directing because I just kind of end up on the dick.
Okay. Some of the really good scenes you shot are like the ones for Plumper Pass, like with Eliza Allure, and I think you had Jax and another male talent I hadn't seen before.
Bambino.
Yeah, like by the pool one.
Yeah.
So you and Eliza, you guys are kind of a tag team together, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always thought Eliza's, right hand person was Alexis Allure, but
It's kind of both.
yeah, it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Just me coming from the music industry, I love how like there's so much resemblance to that. Like, if you look at like Wu-Tang Clan, for example, it's like
crazy similarities.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy similarities.
Especially on an independent level.
Oh, and how many people end up crossing over from one to the other is wild to me.
I see that happen too.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you like?
I'm all over the board. I like a lot of independent music.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of the mainstream shit, but
So like what artists who were you listening to like on the plane out here? Like who do you jump in the car and listen to?
Snow the Products.
Okay.
Dax.
Nice.
Cardi's been always on my list. Lotto. Glorilla, I love her.
Okay. A lot of the new girl rappers.
Yep. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Do you have like a pre-scene ritual? Like any pre-scene routines or?
Not really, no. No.
What are like the thoughts that go through your head like right before?
Why do we gotta keep talking? Why can't I just get what I want?
Enough talking. On to the pussy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any advice for those wanting to get into the industry?
Do your research. Absolutely do your research. Be sure 100% it's what you want to do. Because, I mean, the internet doesn't go away. But other than that, I mean, just be very self-aware.
And speaking of do your research, shout out to my good pod brother, Mike Larkin, because I listened to your interview with him before this. And he gets them all, man. I remember when I first had Chanel Barbie and Monique Leslie here, he had interviewed them and so many girls, so many female talent I could go on about who he sat with. But I will tell you this. Y'all lost me when you just started talking about wrestling. Like, or should I say wrestling lost me after WWF. Yeah, that's old. WWF SmackDown, just bring it for PS2.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. See, I like any physical sport. Like, I started watching UFC way before WWE.
I want to get into
like,
UFC.
Original UFC, like, oh my God, who is the like main dude? Ugh.
I posted this on Facebook the other day that I was watching, the show Hacks on Max.
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching that, and they had a UFC scene where the girls went to a UFC match, and I felt like I was like watching the real like fight. and I'm like kind of rooting for it. I'm like, wait, why don't I watch UFC regularly? Like, this is the most badass sport ever. It's two men beating the shit out of each
Ken
other.
Shamrock. There we go. That's who it was.
Shamrock?
Yes, I remember him from like the original UFC like 1. He was in it, and he was always like super badass.
Okay. Well, back to the segment. So, erector's chair. What would you? So, when it comes to directing a scene, you wouldn't like. You're just like, hey, have at it.
Kind
More
of.
hands off. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I'm the tell me where to go, what to do, and just let me get it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go down in the DM, Lyla. What is the craziest, funniest, most outrageous, oh my god, jaw-dropping DM or email you have ever received?
I honestly couldn't even begin to narrow down that. I mean, it's always the wifey requests. It's always the, I need to steal you away, Captain Save-A-Ho guys.
That's one of my favorite E40 songs.
It's intense with them. But I don't really get a lot of like crazy stuff. I mean, I've never gotten any like hateful shit or anything like that. So I mean, there's not really any crazy shit. Just people trying to fucking make you their wife and live their whole fantasy and knowing they need to back up.
People, I remember Aston Martin said, somebody was like, "I'm a poor rice farmer. Please be my whatever." I don't remember.
Oh no.
Okay. You forgive me for like not having this prior knowledge, but can you tell us like what awards you've won or been nominated for?
Depends on which award shows. I have a Best Scene nomination. I think I have, Best Scene award. I just don't have the physical award. I have interracial performer. I think I won 2 years for BBW awards. And I've been nominated for AVN, and best website at one point, I think.
Okay.
It was a
cool.
while
So
ago.
You got several accolades over these 13 years under your belt.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Trying.
I wanted to ask though, like seeing the boom pre-OnlyFans to now, and how, before, everyone, I assumed everyone who did porn you called a porn star, but nowadays because of OnlyFans and because of all these self-upload platforms, you have this whole era of the content creator. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know your stance on like, how do you feel, being, a traditional, well, maybe not body type wise traditional, because we beat Team BBW over here, but I wanted to know like what is like being, a pre-OnlyFans porn star in this OnlyFans era.
Kind of frustrating sometimes.
Really?
I mean, a lot of the shit that people put out, I mean, they're doing it because it's what's popular right now to be doing this shit. Like 5 years from now, they ain't gonna do it. They don't have any interest in being in the industry.
Do you feel as though it's too easy to like get into this? Is that like, it used to be like you had to be on a set with like real film equipment, and now, anybody with a ring light and a iPhone can do this?
I mean, no, because I definitely like doing my own stuff, and I definitely think even the biggest professional should be making their own shit as well, because these companies get way too much
facts.
Off of the girls. It just, like I said, I feel like it's a fad. It's not something that they actually wanted to do, that they wanted, that wasn't their first choice. They just were like, oh shit, this is, the newest bandwagon to jump on. So I feel like, I don't know, a couple years from now, most of these people you won't see.
So you're saying to be a content creator is a fad, or to be like an OnlyFans creator is a fad?
I think an OnlyFans.
Yeah. It kind of feels like, okay, so me as a consumer, it's like we all have women who we follow on Instagram, mm-hmm. and they don't know us. We don't know them, right?
Right.
So here comes OnlyFans basically being like, if you want to see more than what they're posting on Instagram, you have the option to subscribe to that.
Right.
But I feel like the ticket to follow someone in your shoes, it should always be higher, because there's more content available generally.
Try for there to be.
Yeah. But it's like now, thanks to Instagram and AI and all of these filters, it's like anybody can kind of call themselves a model. where anyone can be a content creator. So
Yep.
I look at it as like content is like anything that you can watch, read, or look at on a screen. So
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. I'm just like, all right, not too much rambling, Randall. All right. I wanted to know about how does being in the adult business and being a sex worker affect like your personal love life?
It has its days. I do have a partner that, we keep things very away from business. I don't associate anything that I do with him, even though he's also in the business. It's just easier. It definitely has given some hiccups along the way, but
Yeah,
that's life.
I feel you. It's kind of like you're able to keep your private life private and
Yes.
have a resemblance to, because I've heard various answers to this, but like resemblance to a normal relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty much is.
Sounds all right. Do you have any interest in hobbies outside of your work?
I'm a dork. I like to paint. I like to garden. I like being outside.
That doesn't sound dorky at all.
I like to quilt. Anything arts and crafts, like I'm all for it.
Yeah. That's very caring mother of you. It's very, I like nurturing, wholesome activities.
Kind of, I guess.
As they would call soft girl era.
I guess. I'm the good little housewife during the day, and I like doing all that stuff, but
I love it.
I need to be fucked like crazy,
A
so.
good little housewife. I need to be fucked like crazy. Wow. Really live up to the fantasy that you're giving. Yeah.
Well, it's because it's not a fantasy. That's the hardest thing for me.
Can I be super blunt and super honest with you? The way that like your persona is hot is because you really do look like a whore. Like there ain't no ifs, ands about it. You ain't trying to be something else. No. Not trying to be the good girl. Not trying to be you straight up look like you. And it's cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
It's odd because we don't have white chicks in California that are like your type of type. Yeah. We don't have, as I would say, this type beat is not made in California. No. Okay. So we did Ever Too Much. We did Down in the DM. Did we do Ever Too Much? No. All right, let's do Ever Too Much. So Lyla, what God, I'm so fucking rusty at this. Okay, so has it ever been too much in a scene, like, ow, cut the camera, like, unpleasurable?
No.
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 Oh, no, nothing's too bad for Lyla Everwettt. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small, nothing's unpleasurable.
I have a very weird pain-pleasure sensory.
Okay.
And, like, I have an IUD. And
oh, okay.
Dude's actually hitting it. Like, it does something.
Yeah. I had a girl a few years ago, and when off camera, I'll share more of the story. But I had a girl a couple of years ago. She was a Pisces as well, and she had an IUD. And I actually never had heard of that. I'd never heard of this device. I'd never heard that term before. But yeah, man, that thing's like, it's like some fucking shark teeth.
Yeah, sometimes it'll poke you. It might bite back a little bit.
Yeah, that's quite a thing.
I think people more move it out of the fucking way than
but
anything
just know
with me.
that relationship, that could have been the first thickness protection program. Little big old freaky broad. She could have been one of you. All right. Okay, always been thick, been artistic, skin deep. What else? All right, anything else? What you got coming for the rest of the year and for the future? What's next for Lyla Everwettt?
Actually, I have to get my site back up.
I heard that. Same here.
Yeah, somebody went and kind of bought my site while it was down for a month. So I have to figure out a new website and get shit switched over there. But I definitely shot a good amount of stuff this week, so I'm hoping to get that straightened out as soon as...
People don't realize that when you're in the XXX world, you're a small business owner and that you're responsible for everything. The bookkeeping, the editing. You edit your own videos too?
So I don't like editing. I don't like having to edit anything. I'm very much like if I shoot something, I like shooting start to finish.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to stop.
I love editing. I just procrastinate when it comes to doing it.
I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it.
It's like the longer the video, the more I'm going to procrastinate on it. But I'm changing my evil ways.
We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah. So, like I said, you're in charge of like all your record keeping, all your like legal negotiations. I've asked other ladies who've appeared on this show and became friends. When you see escort clients, do you make them sign paperwork?
No.
How's your screening process for that?
Probably not as great as it should be. But I don't see clients from ads or anything like that. I only will see fans. And that's kind of a far and few in between. It has to be a vibe between me and them. Otherwise, I don't care about the money aspect. I'm not going to deal with the person.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a client that just drove me nuts and wanted to offer me $2,000, but he's driving me fucking crazy and I don't care.
Oh, wow.
I don't care
So
about
not
that
all
money.
money is good money.
No.
$2,000, shit.
If you
$2,000 shit, I'd be like, what you want, daddy?
see all
No,
the
I'm just
fucking messages for the last week, no, it don't add up.
It don't add up. All right. All right. Anything else you would like to plug or anybody you want to thank or shout out?
I mean, always Eliza Allure, because, I mean, her event was amazing.
Yeah, it was a good time. I will be back.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
I think I was thinking about that earlier today. I'm like, Eliza's pool parties might have to be a little regular thing for me.
Yeah, well, when we've been talking about that, we're definitely going to amp things up. Yeah. We've got a lot more ideas, so.
Eliza.
Yeah.
When I get her in for an interview, I'm gonna be saying that Nigel Thornberry voice over and over again. Eliza. I need to interview her. Been wanting that since the dawn of this podcast.
Money talks with her. That's what's important.
All right. Well, thank you, Lyla. This was a pleasure. I'm honored.
Thank you.
Everybody make sure you are subscribed to youtube.com/palmofficial. Make sure you follow on Instagram. Make sure you're following on Twitter, TikTok. Coming back. I know you guys missed some TPP, so we back at it. Back to this game, which I never left. Rest in peace, Sinful to P. Rest in peace, Kevin Fleming. Lyla, you want to throw out where they can find you, follow you, and stream all your hot stuff?
On Twitter, on Instagram, just anywhere that you can find Lyla Everwettt. I mean, you can Google.
All right.
Just Google.
Well, there you have it. Well, please join me in this adorable chant that is my outro. We want thickness. We want thickness. We want thickness. We want thickness. We want thickness.
We want thick.